Dear viewers, thank you so much for joining me for your daily pick a card reading. Now, for those of you who are unfamiliar, I always ask you to pick a stone that your intuition really calls out to, or it calls to your intuition, the one that your gut would choose. Today's theme in stones are stones I'm not at all sure are natural. As I'm learning about crystals. No, this is moonstone, so no, I don't. So I don't know. But anyway. We'll just call them by their name, by their colors. How's that? And I will put the timestamp in the description so that you can find your pile. All right. So for those of you who chose this lovely little moonstone, all right, we have the Six of Swords. We have the Page of Coins and the Seven of Cups. All right. Well, this is a daily reading and there are no major arcana. So I am thinking this is not one of those huge eventful days, but it sure is a nice day in some ways because you've got the Page of Coins, meaning you do something that furthers your financial or health interests, increases your stability. You pick something up. You do something that does help you. And the Page of Coins, sure, it's little, but it can grow into something big, you know? So that's good. Maybe you make a wise financial decision or decide to do something with your budgeting or your earning, or maybe you just go to work. The Page of Coins can be just, oh yeah, I went to work today. But anyway, we have the Six of Swords and we have the Seven of Cups. So I think there are two different things going on here. There is clarity for you because the swords are all about insight, intellectual acuity. They're about lessons. They're about clarity. So there is some clarity about some lessons you have learned in your life. You do have clarity about them today, and you are taking them to calmer shores. You are looking ahead to the future, and that's good. They're going to be well-used lessons, right? The Seven of Cups, though, I feel like you're standing around saying, but for what? But for what? What's next? And there's that ambiguity, it's difficult to know exactly. But the Seven of Cups is always about choices. It's about expectations. It's about perception. And you're always encouraged to look at all the positive possibilities. There's riches here. There's a laurel wreath, victory here. There's a beautiful partner there. There's, a castle there. And the snake doesn't necessarily have to be a bad thing either. Because sometimes the serpent can represent wisdom or shrewdness. So, as same thing with the dinosaur, so we have choices. We can look on expectations for the future that are doom and gloom and, oh my gosh, I don't know. Or we can know that we now have clarity about some things, and that is going to make for a better future. We can know that, and we can also know that we have the strength to do things on a daily basis that increase our security, our health, and wealth. We can. I think this is saying, baby, you've come a long way. You know what I mean? I think this is saying, expect more positive things in the future because you've got what it takes. That's what I think it's saying. All right. And action is good with that Page of Coins. Instead of worry, action is always best. Just go and do it. You'll feel better. You'll feel more competent. You'll feel more hopeful. All right. And for those of you who chose this blue stone, we have the Nine of Cups, the Hierophant, and the King of Cups. So the Hierophant, of course, is the heart of your reading. It's a major arcana, and this is a good reading. Somehow, you have a good experience today. With whatever human institutions you're interacting with or being a part of or cooperating in, you have a good experience. It goes well. It goes well, as you would wish. The King of Cups says if there's any turbulence today, you're well able to ride that out and keep your cool, and it's just fine. It's a nice day. It's a nice day for, I don't see it being anything shocking happening or anything terribly troubling happening, just, maybe the regular turbulence. But really, things go as you would expect, and you're able to behave in a way that would be what you would expect, others would expect. You're using some human institutions, norms, or traditions to your benefit to get your wish. So that's a good day. That's a good one. All right, for those of you who chose this sort of lime green stone, we have the Emperor, and we've got, okay, this makes a lot of sense to me. We've got the Emperor as the heart of your reading, and we have the Five of Cups, the Nine of Coins. We have two options, guys. We have two options today. You can take charge and gather all the maturity and understanding and wisdom you've got and you've earned, and choose to enjoy what's good about your life, or you can look at the past and regrets. And looking at the past might not even be some big major events. It might just be, man, I wish I would have done this yesterday, or man, I wish I would have, I don't know, paid this bill then. Now I have a late fee. I don't know. But it's regrets. It's tending to look at the past and dwell on things that make you sad. It's regrets. It's sometimes just thinking of loss in your life, thinking of things you've lost. And you know what I'm seeing here? Today is not the day to do that. There are some days where we grieve. But what I'm seeing here is today's not the day to do it. Today's the day to take charge and do what makes sense. The Emperor, he's always practical. He's always saying, you do this, you get that. Do what makes sense to help you to focus on the good. Gratitude list, what have you. Interacting with some things in your life that are blessings that you've earned. Wonderful. But you have a choice today. And I think that you can have a very lovely, lovely day if you take charge of your thoughts. And we can do that in a number of ways. We can journal, we can meditate, we can call someone up, who tends to bring our mood up. We can make a decision to get out, get out in the sunshine. Well, there's a lot of things we can do, but taking action is important here today so that you change the course of your day, because this is always optional. We don't even have to do that. Why? Why do we need to do that? We don't need to look at the past. It's not here anymore. It's a vapor. It's a phantom. It's gone. It's when we remember it, we're not even remembering exactly what happened. We're picking and choosing, something to feel bad about sometimes. So we don't need to do that. Instead, we can take charge and enjoy what you've earned. You're the self-made woman. You're the self-made man. You've got it. That Emperor is mature too. All right. For those of you who chose this little orange stone, we have the Ace of Swords, we have the Queen of Swords, and we have the Queen of Cups. My gosh. So this is, I get these queens a lot. So in other words, today is a day where Spirit is offering you some insight, informing your planning and thinking and figuring, giving you clarity, or just begging to be picked up, like an insight, a revelation, an epiphany, pick me up. A plan, pick me up. The Queen of Swords, she picks up that plan. And she says, you know what? This is what makes sense to do. She says, I'm not going to worry. I'm not going to worry about how people feel about it, how I feel about it even. I'm going to do what makes sense. I'm going to trust my intellect. I'm going to trust that my planning is informed. I'm going to trust that I can, I'm going to trust I can hear. The Queen of Cups is also content. So it's not like you're going to be short with anybody. It's not like you're going to be dismissing anybody or cutting anyone off. It's just you're doing what makes sense. But the Queen of Cups has such good contentment and peace and also compassion and emotional insight about what's going on with other people. So she really has a gift for how she puts things to other people. See, the Queen of Swords can say, this is what makes sense to do. This is what I'm doing. Regardless of how you feel about it, regardless of how I feel about it. But you know what? The Queen of Cups can come in and put it in such a way that everybody ends up feeling more loved. For even if she's setting a boundary with them, they feel more loved and cared for. So it's just really wonderful. You're given the words today. And you certainly have earned the maturity and the perspective. All right. Well, I thank you so very, very much. And you have a wonderful day today. Bye-bye.